Ma sai kao što ti Christmas našu bifu tebe da me.
почему это взяли и переместили в кнопку? Это передячка. Я же говорил, что вот эти время точное, вместо сколько осталось минут до.
Definitely must see at least we do one of the finals, what I think is a bit safe later. Before we start, just a quick one. How much do you know about Hungary, Danube? Okay, don't worry, because normally when I'm standing, that's why I see that people just look at people and yeah, there's not much. So to allow me to get started with some very basic information about this country, where Hungarians are coming from. In this with about 1.7 million inhabitants, but the city was Budapest today. It wasn't always called Budapest. Until the late 19th century, it consisted out of 3 single cities. Now on the other side of the river, on the hilly side, we had the old Roman town called Appleton. That was the capital city for the Roman province Pannonia. And then we have the medieval city called Buda. And on this side, obviously, you wouldn't believe the nickname of this guy. So the pieces together, the later stages. Bear in mind, it will take up at least 90 minutes, if not 2 hours, if you really wanted to read and process all the information. So make sure you have all the time available. That will be my go-to bath, and it's not because of the quality of the water product, the same source in it, but because of the location. It's just right in the heart of the city park, which for local people it's like the Central Park in New York. It's a massive green space in the heart of the city with museums, the zoo, the circus. There's a fairy tale castle in there too. I think that's why we established the National Museum in 1802, which at the time was the 3rd oldest national museum in Europe. How it started, who has donated some? They have 28,000 pupils. I don't know where would it rank it in your country, but given the size of this one, 28. With a large number of foreign students, we just call it the Hungarian Cambridge. I'd like to show you something here. There. But don't panic, if you're careful walls, all you have to do is get across the bridge to the other side of the town, and that's where you go. Now, but at the very same time, when you're looking at the building, you can see, or you can tell how much money they must have spent on decorations to make it look as it is. It needs attention, but the city, what the citizens don't have at the moment. The reason I brought you in here to demonstrate how a typical 19th century so-called palace would have looked. Normally, they and that was impossible without these bricks. Now, the other thing I wanted to demonstrate to show you what happened here. Blocks were located. Therefore, the one opening towards to the avenue, that's the one labeled as the main gate. It would have been frequented. Now, keep in mind this name, Ibu. Okay, the reason I'm stopping here is because on the other side I will talk about cafés. I'm going to talk about this building on the other side because I want you to see the entire building while I'm talking about it. As for now, I want you to quickly highlight through the glass windows and see what's inside. I do have a plan C as well. How about McDonald's? Just look it out. And what if I told you maybe your best ever McDonald's experience? We have a train station which is called the Western Train Station. It was designed by this man, who is responsible for the Eiffel Tower in Paris. McDonald's, they happen to be it's supposed to be Amsterdam. The very popular I can speak of myself, obviously. I like the one which is rolled into the cinnamon and chicken mix there. But yeah, it's meant to be Amsterdam. In the city centre, I was really, they started making it inside with smarties, whatever. I mean, it's, if you don't know it, it looks nice, but it's not how we eat it. So quickly, I want to share with you my top 3 cafe places in this town. So is there anybody in there for the cafes? Great. Have you been to the building? It's a beautiful experience. So when it comes to cafes, number 1 in the city is the New York Cafe, which is 1 metro station to the other direction. Make sure you inside being the most beautiful cafe in the world, the very high chances you will come up New York Cafe. It was the headquarters of
Da war die U-Bahn, oder?
The New York Institute of very important cafe made at this place. It is beautiful. People they go there for the architecture, but you can express it's about number 3 in the entire world. There are 2 larger synagogues, one in New York and one in Jerusalem, followed by this one as number 3. It can house up to 3,000 people at the same time. But what if I didn't tell you it was a synagogue? What would you think about it? Another building. It was completed in 1859. The main architect was a German architect, Ludwig First. He believed he had to accomplish the revival style. Because the Jewish people, they were bullied by the Christians in the 19th century. And they wanted to show that they were no different to Christians. So they have the architecture to the interior. The most notable one, if you want inside, is the total meeting spot, which is meant to be right in the center to allow everyone to live it equally. For not equal. They have painted into the back as if it was a high altar in the church. Or quite often, the organs inside the synagogue, and the actual economy is similar to Europe. Because the economy is not accepted to have organs in the There's number 2 on my list. One of these looking, it is regardless of the religion. I would say it takes about an hour and a half, and if I crazy with the Greek man. I have no idea. We have created this state. Twice a year, because the Jewish connection with the synagogue. And on top of that, because of the land, he was born and raised here. I stood somewhere here at the beginning of this.
Hungary.
There's also a memorial here, a marble plate with a very important message, also connected to our Wallenberg. And so toy maker, toy inventor, and that's his most iconic work. If you look across the street, that's my personal point. Is there anyone from England? No? Now, England, they believe to be invincible on a home soil until Hungary. The idea is from all of these stripping surfaces because they want to make sure we remember all the people who were not famous and yet they were killed whatsoever. But what about those people who were not famous and yet they had to share the same name? To have a brief information about the person. The ghetto existed for 5 weeks from the 10th of December 1944 until the 18th of January 1945. So over and free the people within. You can see another synagogue here we stand. Officially it's called the Rumbach Synagogue. It's bearing the name of Sebastian Rumbach, who was a very famous scholar. But he goes with a nickname. We just call it as the small synagogue. I mean, when you're looking at the size, you can tell it ain't no small. However, when you have a label which is number 3 in the entire word, no matter what you do, no matter how you look, you will always be called as the small synagogue. It is home, it used to be the headquarters of the Orthodox. No information whatsoever. All they were told, if they were told anything, was to go and work. They figured out their fate. Now when you look to the right, there's another piece of street art. It's dedicated to Elisabeth von Wittelsbach, aka Sissy. If it rings there, she took the time to learn Hungarian. And the legend also says it took her a single year to learn Hungarian. Well, perhaps I would argue with this part, but that's why we call it. going to how we used to live.
Ai merge și la dreapta, că e autobuzul în stație.
Again, it is dedicated to road management. He was a diplomat, like I said before, he has his tags. Toilet you can pay by credit card. They're supposed to accept credit card everywhere.
Yes, they are, but we don't. But that's okay. We just don't understand. I could never.
Because it's the same view, and you say, but then apparently they're going to charge for even the bottom. They will. No, because it's a quite fresh question. I think that it's a few days ago, but that's the plan. Yeah, but look, in here everything takes time, so if they say they will put it, they would probably put it, but it will take time. Oh, already? We have one big city which is quite in the center of the country, geographically speaking. So no wonder Budapest is important for politics, education, economy, tourism, transportation, except one thing. Because the headquarters of the Hungarian church is in Esztergom. It's a small town, approximately 10,000 inhabitants. Mother Mary or the Holy Virgin, she's the patron.
Can I stand there?
That's why the statue is
Andare verso la piazza di ritrovo. Di là.
Ilaç.
Όσοι από μικρά παιδάκια, από γυναίκες, από άντρες, από παιδιά, από οι κυρίες πιο μεγάλες ηλικίες σαν γιαγιάδες, τους στήσανε εδώ όσο τους ρίχνουν. Και κάποιες είναι και τυπωμένες σε συγκεκριμένα πράγματα.
Sudah yuk berangkat.
Mungkin
We would like to inform you that the boarding we will start with business passengers and frequent